Are you still writing your book?
Yes,
How long have you been writing it?
about 8 years.
Haven't you finished it yet?
No,
Why not? Are you a slow typer?
no. I am a fast typer.
Then why haven't you finished the book?
I have finished 9 drafts of the book. I have written more than 1,000,000 words, and have labored hard to cut the last draft to just over 100,000 words.
But it is still not finished.
No,
You must be a terrible writer. You should speak to someone who is good at writing books. Perhaps they will help you to finish your book. Danielle Steele writes a lot of books. She sometimes writes 3 books in a year. She could help you finish your book.
she's probably too busy writing her own books to help me with my book.
Perhaps? What about Stephen King?
What about Stephen King?
Stephen King is a famous author. He writes a ton of books.
I know. I've heard of Stephen King, but I don't understand how we got into this conversation.
Oh, let me explain. Because he writes so many books, he must need new stories all the time. Maybe you could sell him the story in your book and he could write it for you.
That is something that would only happen in the fantasy of a child. Even if it were possible, which it is not, I wouldn't do it. I want it to be my book, not Stephen King's book. I want to work hard on my writing, and improve my craft so that I can make a career as a writer.
But didn't you take a course on creative writing?
Yes, I did.
How much did it cost you?
$3,000.
Did you fail the course?
No. I passed the course.
Then you wasted your money. They didn't teach you how to write a book and they still took your money. You should ask them for it back. I know a good lawyer.
Thank you, but I don't think I'll be needing a lawyer. The course was fantastic. It really helped me improve as a writer.
You must have been spectacularly bad before you started the course. Who is your favorite writer?
Jane Austen.
Jane Austen. Never heard of her. Is she new?
No. She wrote her novels in the early part of the 19th century.
Are they any good?
I think they are among the best books ever written.
And how long did it take Jane Austen to write her books?
She was working on Pride and Prejudice, one of her most famous books, for 16 years before it was finally published.
So she's an even worse writer than you? That explains why I've never heard of her. You should try reading books by better authors who finish their books quickly. What will you do with your book when it is finished?
I will sell it, I hope.
How much will you get for it?
I don't know.
And yet you have spent 8 years writing your book?
Yes.
I have a cousin who works in a bookshop. Perhaps he can help you sell your book.
Does the bookshop publish its own books?
No.
Then he probably can't help me to sell my book.
Why not? Bookshops sell books, don't they?
Yes, they do. But first the book must be published by a publisher. The publisher will sell the book to the bookseller.
That sounds too complicated. Wouldn't it be simpler if you sold your book to the bookshop? Why do you need a publisher?
It is the way things are done.
What is your book about?
It is about a man living in a Muslim country who changes his sex and becomes a woman.
Is it autobiographical?
No, I am not a man.
No, you are a woman.
And I do not live in a Muslim country.
No, you live in Canada. So, if it is not autobiographical, who is it based on?
It is made up. It is a novel.